Oh, hey there. Around a month ago, we started a journey to get as many platinum trophies as possible, and today we're going to check out Subnautica Below Zero. Alright, let's take a look at the guide we'll be using today. A 2 out of 10 difficulty, 1 singular playthrough, and about 10 hours to complete. The guide lists out 2 unmissable trophies, drop in the ocean, necessary repairs, 8 more missable trophies, and then 3 story trophies. Alright, so in Subnautica Below Zero, you play as Robin, who travels to planet 4546b, and this actually takes place 2 years after the original game, which I did play a little bit of, but I never actually beat it. Robin's sister Sam died in an accident that you're trying to investigate and figure out how, with the help of an architect named Alan, which is a kind of alien type life form. So while you work with Alan to find out what happened to Sam, you go through all the different areas and really find components to build different machines, things like that help you traverse the lands. Now, if you just want to go for the platinum trophy, you can do that in a relatively short amount of time. If you want to kind of explore and enjoy the beauty of what Subnautica is, I highly recommend that, but it will take you some extra time than the 10 hours listed in the trophy guide. Alright, so with that being said, we are on our way to the drop pod, which will eventually pop our first trophy. It is what we came down to the planet in. You'll just follow the marker on your map, and we're going to go inside here to find the door, and there is Drop in the Ocean, our first trophy in our journey of Subnautica Below Zero. So here in the first part of the game, our main objective is mainly going to be getting ingredients to build different pieces of hardware and things we need to get further in the game. So first off, we're going to try to be building a scanner, and from there scanning some sea glide components so we're able to move around a little quicker in the water, and upgrading our oxygen tank. Now, after a while, we'll be given an architect sanctuary beacon, and so I'm going to go ahead and make my way down to that. Now, you don't have the sea truck yet probably, but we do have these oxygen plants that you're able to refresh with once you're down here, and there's an entire path of them on the way down to the sanctuary. Now, you'll also see these glowing beacons, and they're flashing with a green light. If you follow those down, that'll take you on the exact path you need to be to find the sanctuary. Oh, interesting. Okay. This is intriguing.
Sanctuary power critical.
Hello? Is someone there?
Now, once you make your way to the very back of the sanctuary, you're going to be talking to an alien facility in a voice, and you're going to give your PDA up to be the host for the voice. Unfortunately, that voice is instead going to use you as the host for the transfer. But after the transfer is complete, the voice will give you a moment to process what happened.
Don't you go silent on me.
And that would be the xenobiology trophy.
Hello? This is not happening.
Now that we've got the xenobiology trophy, we're going to go ahead and make our way back to the pod and head to Delta Island. And here we're going to progress the story a little bit. Now, as you progress up the island, you're going to find this mineral detector fragment, as well as a PDA. Now, once we go through this cave, we are going to be met with a cutscene, and we'll be meeting the mystery woman that's been talking to us the entire way up the island.
Stop right there, Altera. You're out of bounds.
I'm not with Altera.
Then your position is doubly precarious.
What do you mean?
If you're telling the truth, you're out of your mind. If you're lying, there'll be hell to pay.
Wait! Who are you?
Stay off my land.
Now, just ahead, you're going to see some buildings that were belonging to Altera at one point, and you're going to see the jukebox fragment. Make sure you use your scanner to scan this. This will play a part in a trophy in a little bit. Now that we've wrapped up on the island, we're going to get another beacon for that mystery pilot woman's last known location, and that's going to play a part in what we strive for next. Now, we're not going to go to this marker right away. We're actually going to make sure we go around. We're going to find all of our sea truck fragments, and we need to build the sea truck in order to get down there. Sea truck is good. So after some monotonous grinding, we get all the materials we need to make the sea truck and the mobile vehicle bay, and that is going to get us the trucking trophy. I decided that now was a good time to go ahead and head over to the far west side of the map, and we're going to be exploring the land biome now. Here we make our way to the Phi Robotics Center, where you're going to find the blueprint for a spy pingling, which is going to be this little penguin looking thing, and that is going to let you build a spy pingling and get a couple trophies later. Now once you actually go into the Phi Robotics Center after scanning the pingling outside, you're going to go inside this little area. You're going to find this Snow Fox pad, the hover pad, and you're going to want to go ahead and scan that, and that'll help us build our Snow Fox later. Per usual, also just grab any of the Snow Fox fragments you see as you're going, as that it will be a trophy down the road as well. While I'm digging for some materials here, I do manage to find this sea monkey nest that has a laser cutter fragment, and we are going to need that later, so make sure you scan those as you find them as well. Here we are going through the twisty spires, or whatever this area is called, and we are going for the high capacity O2 tank, since we never actually got it at the beginning of the game. Now making our way back to Delta Island, we're going to go ahead and make our first base. It's kind of the centralized location on the map, so Delta Island's kind of the preferred area to have your own little base. So I am making a multi-purpose room first. So among everything else we're building, we're going to go ahead and build, we've got our locker, our fabricator. We're going to go ahead and build the jukebox as well. And once the jukebox is built, that is the Jukebox Hero Trophy.
No one said survival couldn't be funky.
Now we head back to our base here by Delta Island, and we're going to put that pingling fragment that we scanned to use. We're going to go ahead and build that so we can access some things with the spy pingling. And that is the spy pingling trophy. Now once you've got your spy pingling and the remote for the pingling, you want to go up to the Altera base, take a left and go down this staircase, and you'll make your way down into this mine area. Oh yeah, this is, you turn around here. Right here. Now at this little beeping thing right behind us, this is going to be a pingling area where you're able to put it down, and this is actually going to be our first diamonds, which we need for our sea truck upgrades. So it's very important to go ahead and grab these while you can.
Agent online.
Now back at the base, we're going to go ahead and craft that MK1 depth upgrade so we can go to Margeurit's base. Now getting to Margeurit's base in the lily pad biome, there is this one super large rock that you'll want to get to, and it's actually just dropped in the center of that. So you go right above it, and you're going to go straight down, and you'll see her base as we descend. And that is the another survivor trophy.
From what? I don't even know who you are.
Now, once you have talked with Margeurit and you've learned a little bit more about her, she's going to give you a test override module that you need to scan here on the table, as well as some Snow Fox fragment if you haven't already got all of those. And that will be used for one of our last trophies we go for. So at this point in the game, I've kind of decided it's time to go and head back to the Glacial Basin, which is the land area. I kind of felt like it was time to start maybe a little land base so we can focus on this area and the story elements that are related over here. Here on this bridge right by the landing area, there is going to be this hydraulic fluid once you click on this terminal. I did this earlier and didn't realize the hydraulic fluid thing popped out. You want to make sure you scan that, as that will also play a part later on. We're just going to create our land base right here next to the bridge. It's just a nice central area for this part of the map. Now, once you have power to your base and everything, you are able to go and make that hydraulic fluid with a creep vine seed cluster and some gel sacks. This is going to allow us to go get the bridge operational. So you're going to pop it right in the little slot that it came out of earlier, and that will get necessary repairs. Now, something I probably should have done earlier was when we are in the Robotics Center, there is a cold suit fragment inside the building, which I apparently just missed.
I used to think I was.
We are going to go ahead and scan that now, and we want to A, make that because it's going to help us a lot, and B, it's also a trophy. And while you're in here, there's also a laser cutter fragment. So I missed quite the haul from not going in here earlier. The last thing we need for the Snow Fox build is magnetite. Now you are able to get some at this pingling spot, the spy pingling spot right above the Snowstalker cave, if you go down the frozen river next to the Robotics Center.
Ready and waiting.
Now we're heading back to our Snow Fox pad where we use the magnetite we just got to build our very first Snow Fox. Now once you hop on it, you will get the like riding a bike trophy. Now one of the things we need for the snow suit that we scanned earlier is Snowstalker fur. So you can actually use your pingling to grab this. So I'm going to go down that frozen river we went down a little bit ago. I'm going to pop my pingling down. And we are going to control it. And we're just going to walk right up to the Snowstalker and attempt to collect fur. And we are going to grab 4 pieces. And sometimes it can fail. But yeah, it doesn't notice you or anything, so you're fine to go. So I'll just drive it right back to myself. Making our way back to our land base we created here, we're now going to go ahead and build that cold suit.
Made of tightly knit Kevlar microfiber and insulated with an alpine yoke around the neck and shoulders, the cold suit is designed to delay the onset of hypothermia.
Now, once you've got those crafted, you're just going to put all 3 of those pieces on and dressed for the weather. Now, as I was collecting some resources, this lovely sea monkey actually offered me some magnetite, which is great. Okay, so we have all the ingredients to make what is going to be the antidote, but we actually have to pick up the antidote first. So we're going to take our Snow Fox back that frozen river by the Robotics Center, and we're going to go scan the antidote. Now, you're going to come up on this pingling spot, and the antidote is going to be back here. Now, you have to be careful because there are some snow stalkers in this area that can and will kill you. Now, in the very back of the cave, you're going to find this little case with the antidote stashed in it. Now, I'm going to go ahead, and since it's nighttime, we're going to go ahead and build a base since we brought all the materials to A, make the antidote, B, make a base with a solar panel and a fabricator in it, and C, I guess just don't want to go all the way back to the other land base we built to do that. Now, once it's finally daytime and we get some power, I'm going to go ahead and make that antidote, and we're going to continue on our trek. Now, there's a big Altera tower toward the very back of the path that you were on before. We're going to go back there, and even further back is going to be the testing facility. Now, once in here, you're going to see this massive frozen Leviathan, and we're going to be injecting the antidote up into the side of its head. So go take the elevator over there, and we will be doing that. So you're going to go ahead and put the antidote on this little cart, and as we can see, the green virus there is infecting the side of its head. And now go over to the terminal, and you're going to start the antidote and watch it do its thing. And finding the cure as it removes it.
Agent was effective. Without it, the bacteria could have spread. now it cannot. Your sister's memory will live in you through this gesture.
Alright, we made it to the next day. The last thing we have to do on land here is go across the bridge, and we have to scan one of Alan's body parts, I guess. The main objective here is you're just going to keep following these like icicle spear pillar looking things. And right here we're actually going to have our first run-in with the giant Leviathan on land, as you can hear. And I somehow actually didn't even recognize that's what it was. Now, once you see some of the architect landmarks, you just follow those down into this little cavern.
Pertaining to my body construction nearby.
Once you're down here, you're going to find the architect component at the top of the staircase in this broken wall. In case you were wondering how my first real encounter with the ice worm went, here it is. And we get away, thankfully. While leaving the island, rather, we find our last laser cutter fragment, so we're able to progress in the game. Now here we're making our way to Purple Vents to find the pieces for the parallel processing unit so we can override the radio tower. And we have our first somewhat dangerous encounter. About 110 meters down. Oh, hey there. Oh, Jesus. What in the fuck? So of course after that I decided I definitely needed a bed to cry myself to sleep in, and that way I could also advance to morning. After a good night's rest, we travel back out and we are able to find the Margeurit, this ship that had sunk, and we will find a couple pieces of the parallel processing unit in it. Once you come across the sealed door, you're going to use your laser cutter on it, and that's going to have the first fragment you need to scan. The second one is here in the engine room. You're going to find it on the side of this engine, perhaps, and that's going to be the second one you need to scan. Just following along the wall line, you'll find this old ship as well, and your third one will be in here. And it'll just be behind a laser cutter door just like the first one was, and once you scan that, that'll be the parallel processing unit complete. Time to go build it. Now, once you got the parallel processing unit built as well as the test override module, you're going to head up to the radio tower on the Delta Island. Now go ahead and climb the tower, and you're going to be able to put in that test override module up at the top. And once you've done that, climb back down and go to the computer screen here, and you're going to enter test mode, and that is pirate radio.
Please work.
So at this point, everything is pretty deep waters that you have to go, so we're going to go ahead and build our modification station, so that way we're able to get some depth upgrades for the sea truck. We have our sea truck MK2 upgrade, so we're going to go ahead and put the MK2 upgrade in the sea truck, and then we're going to work toward getting the MK3. Our first trek for the MK3 upgrade is to get down to the deep lily pad caves to get nickel ore. Calverite, that looks like nickel. Nice. Now, our second area we have to go in order to get kyanite is to the Crystal Caverns, which is probably the most dangerous place in Subnautica Below Zero. There are some pretty big, intimidating leviathans down here. Oh, it's just quartz.
Proceed with caution. A Leviathan-class creature is near.
Nope. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck me. And that was my first encounter with the Shadow Leviathan. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. That was terrifying. I hated that. I hated that so bad. But right back to it, and the Shadow Leviathans would not give up, man. But thankfully, after a while, we were able to get back up to our base and make that MK3 upgrade. So now we're actually going to be hunting in the deep lily pad caverns, this time for a second piece for Alan's physical body. Per usual, once you find the architect structures, you'll be able to locate it pretty easily. This time it is right in front of the fountain in the room, and it is the skeleton. Now you want to go ahead and look up a guide and grab all of the materials you need to build all 3 of the different parts for Alan. You'll get the final one at the bottom of Crystal Caverns, which is where we're headed now, and we're going to be getting a couple trophies while we're down here. This is going to be our last big trek of the game. Now, of course, it wouldn't be a Crystal Caves trek if we didn't see some Shadow Leviathans, and that's pretty much all we're going to see on our trip down here. And of course, we're going to get threatened by them more than once. Now, once you get through, you're going to see this crystal formation here. And of course, we're going to want to dive even deeper right into the middle of it. And don't hit your sea truck like I did. Now, at the end of a very long run through this architect area, you're going to find the last architect component. You're going to give that a scan, and that is the parts and the organs.
Both primary and secondary.
So the next step, once you come back up out of that crystal cave, is going to be finding the fabrications facility. But in the meantime, you guessed it, more Shadow Leviathan. Now you're going to be going northeastish until you start seeing these red ruby-like structures, and that's going to be our next goal. I was naive and thought this meant no more Shadow Leviathan, but as you can see, it actually means more Shadow Leviathans. A lot more. Now, I think I actually spotted, and I didn't recognize the fact I was getting attacked by Shadow Leviathan here, and I thought we were going to be okay. So while he eats my sea truck for a snack, I actually run toward the shallow part here with the sea glide and manage to find the entrance to the architect fabrication room. So now, since you definitely brought all those materials down here, you're good to go, and you're going to build all of the components one by one. Now, once you've got those built, you'll get a cutscene here, and you get to see Alan in his physical form finally. And once the cutscene and chat with him is over, Out of Mind will pop. Now, as boring as it is, I actually got out just fine, didn't have any issues with any of the Leviathans. Somehow, I got back in my sea truck and there were no issues. Now, you're going to go back to the starting island, where you first fell in your drop pod. And at the very beginning, you're going to find the portal that Alan gives you. Now, if you haven't done all the trophies, you should make sure you go grab those first. But if you've done, pretty much everything here, you'll be good. Now, assuming you've got everything, go ahead and take the portal after the cutscene with Alan here, after a little chat. And it's going to take you to the next part of the teleporter, where you have to help him out with a few things. And after one more cutscene, the final trophy, Into the Unknown, will pop. And following that, our 4th platinum on the channel. This one's just called Platinum Trophy, which isn't very exciting, but hey, that's, it is what it is. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dish out our platinum rating. Platinum time took us 11 hours and 6 minutes, just over the recommended 10. Platinum rating is 4 out of 10. I gave it a little higher than what they had it rated, just because I'm not super well versed with Subnautica, so it took me a little bit to get used to it. And for our next platinum, Ratchet and Clank. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.